So charity, yes.
A gift.
A gift.
I didn't need it. I have enough knives, and I didn't need it. I asked him. He cooks more than I do. I said, "Here, take the knives." He said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah, take them." Then later I said to him, you still have those knives. I don't know what made me ask that. I said, "You still have them?" Brother, he said, "You don't have to ask me." He said, "Once you gave that to me, it's mine." Just what
Yes,
you said.
exactly.
Just what you said. He said, "I can do whatever I want with it. You gave it to me." I said, "But I would have kept them. I didn't give them to you for you to give them to somebody else. I gave them to you." So he said, "No.
He's right.
No." He said to me, "No. When you gave them to me, Brenda, they're mine."
Yes.
Will is right.
He's
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I would have kept the knife. No, I don't know. I
At
think
least
he
it
still
didn't
has
turn
them.
into a knife.
I don't know whether he has them or he doesn't have them.
No, but you gave it away because you did not need them.
I don't know whether he has them, but if he gave them away, I think I would be very hurt.
No, because did you need them? You did not need them, so that's why you gave it away, right? So there was no need for a thing, and you gave it away to somebody else, thinking they might have a need for it. Now, what they want to do with that stuff is their problem. Is their right
So he
to
was
decide.
Right. So he was
He
right.
was right.
Yes.
He's always right. I'm
It's
tired.
I know, but
I'm tired.
I have problem with that too.
I
Still
know.
working. I'm working on it. Because I give you
I
something
what I
for you.
did you understand what I
Oh,
said?
yes, I did.
No,
I
I'm
did.
saying,
I did.
yeah, I didn't give it to you to give to somebody else. I gave it to you for you.
Let me just.
Otherwise, maybe I would have kept them.
Well, this is an anecdote. This is something my mother, because I learned that my mother behaved so incorrectly in regard to this. She gave drapes that she did not want anymore, I don't think she wanted it. Or maybe she bought them for my sister-in-law, for my brother's wife. And then she went to visit my brother, and my brother's wife and my brother took her into a neighbor's apartment. There were the drapes hanging in the neighbor's apartment. My mother was angry through the roof. And I learned from that, hearing her, that she was wrong. She was wrong because she gave it to my sister-in-law, and my sister-in-law, if she wanted to eat those drapes, she could do what she wanted to do with those drapes.
Exactly. So that's what I said. Do not sit on judgment. When you give something away, it no longer belongs to you. So don't judge the other person, what the person is going to, or how he's going to use it, or what is he going to do with it. It is no longer yours. He can throw it away in the garbage if he wants, or he can use it for drugs, whatever he wants. It's up to his. It's his life. Don't forget, universe has given everybody free will.
What I would like to know.
Everybody a free will.
Yeah, what I'd like to know is
He's also given a free will.
Most of the time, and I'm really being serious. He agrees with what you say. He thinks, not agrees. He thinks the way you do. I see that. And I always thought I was right. I don't know. I always thought I was right. But
Don't forget, we always do everything that we think is right. If you think that you are wrong, you wouldn't do it. So everybody thinks that they are right, that's why they're doing it. But if you look at it so start thinking from that point of view that free will is a universal law, is one of the universal laws given by the universe to everybody, free will. So if free will is given to us, it's also given to the other person. Now if we are giving out of our free will to something as a charity to somebody else, then it's his free will also how he wants to use it. We do not have any right over the thing that is given away. Nobody forced you to give it. You wanted to give it as a charity, you gave it, and now it's no longer yours to judge it, how the person is going to use it. Also, as I said, if we give it to the organizations, then those organizations are made, their purpose is to use it for a certain cause. So when we are giving an amount, big or small, to any organization, then we have a right to check whether their money that is coming into that organization, is it being used for that cause which is it's been created, or is it being used for the personal use of the members. So that we have and should check, because we are giving it for a cause, not to the members. Okay, so that is the reason. That is where the difference comes in the charity, whether it's been given to an organization or to a person. If you're giving $1 to somebody, a bystander, a
Well, let
person
me ask you.
who's begging on the street, then you don't have any right to check what
Okay.
he's going to use.
I got that.
Yes,
Let
yes.
me go back to one other thing. Going back to the knives, let's say it was knives, whatever
Yes.
the item is.
You gave it to.
What if you gave it to another woman?
He can give it to whoever.
Oh my goodness.
It would be okay, Brenda.
Not for
That's
me.
the chance you
No,
take.
Okay, so
That's the
think
chance
like
you're
that.
giving him the knives.
Okay, so think like that, Brenda. Think like that. That the knives or whatever the object is. What is the purpose of that? To be used, right? To cut vegetables or whatever.
Hopefully.
That object is somebody uses it. Is it better that somebody uses it, or is it better lying in your drawer without being used ever?
Well, not if you gave it to somebody.
No, if you didn't want to use it, you gave it to your boyfriend. Now your boyfriend doesn't want to use it. He further gives it away to somebody else. At least that object is being used. Something that was created for the use has a use now. Otherwise, it was just going to be lying down in your drawer, and then eventually somebody will come back,
Depends who we give it to.
and then
See, that goes into jealousy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's correct.
That's
And
all.
that
No,
is
it's not
correct.
jealousy.
And
It's
that's correct.
attachment.
Is there no such thing as jealousy?
There is
No.
such a thing.
It's not
So-
jealousy, it's attachment. You are attached to the object and you want to track
I
it.
won't be
judge-
attached to the object. That's not the point.
No,
That's not the
No,
point.
she's saying-
Not
she's saying
attached to the
She
object.
attached to
She's
the.
saying when he
to her
will give it to
partner.
another woman.
Okay,
Maybe
give it
that
to
is
another
interesting.
woman. Well, where woman or a man, at least the object is being used. But don't forget, it's not yours anymore. So, yeah, so
when
it is
somebody
fine.
gives it to me, I tell them, look, I won't be using it, so you don't mind if somebody else uses it.
Yes.
Because when I know I can. And second part was, when I know that guy, I gave him the money, and my daughter will say on top of it, "Dollar, what could he buy? Give him at least 5, and she'll go and give it to him." So
Oh,
I
what
said,
a nice daughter you
So
got.
I said, I know because she spends a lot of money. So so I know that guy goes, I've seen him go and get the drugs. So am I facilitating his drug habit, which is good for him or not?
Whether you give him the dollar or not dollar, he will find a way to get his drugs because that's his need. Just like you have a need for the food, he has a need for the drugs. Until
So
he
you know he's getting
decides,
drugs and you give him money.
Yeah.
You know he's getting
No.
drugs.
No, because he's
till
holding
he
the door,
decides
you're
that
coming
he
out,
wants to get over this habit, it is not in your control. As
Now
I
I have
said,
another question.
everything works under free will. So if you
I-
understand that, then you don't have to judge others. You just do your part. When you're doing something good, don't try to control it. Okay, don't try to control each and every aspect, except as I said, if it's an organization which is not going to a personal person who's going to use it, he could use it for food also. He could use it for clothes. He could use for anything. He may need a hat in the winter. So it's not for us to judge.
Yeah, not
Yes.
that feeling coming in your heart and say,
No, so that is not the feeling that we want to bring it. We have to understand that we are just like we are giving out of free will. He has a free will to use it the way he wants.
Now I have another question that Ken brought up. Jealousy.
Huh?
Jealousy. About jealousy.
Jealousy.
Yeah, jealousy. So if I always think, of course I'm always wrong, but I always think that if
No,
you're
you're
jealous,
not.
if you're jealous, it's because you care. If you're not jealous, you don't care. I mean, if I'm not jealous, it's true. If I'm not jealous, I don't care. There's nothing to be jealous about. I don't care. But if I get jealous about something, it is because I care. Now, my husband says there's no such thing. Jealousy doesn't exist in his vocabulary, okay? He doesn't understand jealousy is just doesn't exist. I don't understand that. I really don't. Does nothing ever make him jealous? Nothing ever. I just don't get it.
What do you think?
So you can, as I was telling you,
I don't think he really is. I really don't think he is.
no, it's as I was telling you, it is not that jealousy or all these feelings of jealousy, greed, or those possessiveness. All these things come because of the attachments, and the insecurity, and your fear. So all these things are being created by those
That's what he
emotions.
tells me.
So fear and attachments create these feelings of jealousy and
I
possessiveness.
realize that.
So we have to work on that, not because those are the end results of this insecurity, fear, and attachments. Main is the attachment. That's very bad. Actually, attachment is the one that is very difficult to get rid of also. It is one of the most difficult emotions to get rid of. But that is one of the most important emotions that you need to get rid of in order to be happy. Attachments to object, attachments to people, and attachments to anything and everything in this universe. When you become detached, then what happens to in the situation, or what happens to what's going on in that person's life, or what is going on in the world also will not bother you. You will try to do the good for everybody, but it will not affect you how the other person is behaving. It is only when our attachments come in, that is when the problem starts. Because we want the result in the same manner as we gave, in the same token, in the same coin, and then if we don't get that same love, same happiness, same gratitude, or same kind of emotion that we are portraying, then we are hurt, right? Then we are sad. So attachment is something, especially with the family members, especially with the kids, and that is something also that can, you could say, bind us into the relationships. It binds us into the karmic world. Karmic cycle.
There are certain attachments.
Attachment is something that binds us into the cycle of death and birth. Makes us keep coming back, and because our relationships, our bond with that other soul or other things is not broken, and unless we break all those bonds, we are not free.
But there is the age when you detach.
There is no age. You can detach yourself at any time, at any moment, when you want to, when you understand it, and when you want to. You have to. It's a process. It won't happen just because you think you are going to get detached. It's a process. You might have to go through a lot of hurt because the universe is going to test you too. So it is the most difficult thing to achieve.
But there are attachments that you want to have, that are healthy attachments. A mother to their child, you to your sister, familial attachments. Am I right about that?
No. So
you shouldn't be attached to your children.
Yes. So there is a difference.
You shouldn't be attached to your husband, to your wife, to your child.
No.
Okay,
So there is a difference. Now I'm going to talk about attachments. So as I said, there is a difference being in attachments and in love. We did a seminar on love, remember? What did we say? What was true love?
Unconditional.
Thank you. Unconditional love is true love. We want to give unconditional love to everybody. That means whether the other person is loving us or not, we want to just respond in love. Okay? That is unconditional. Attachments is, I'm attached to you, so I love you, but you have to love me back too in the same coin, in the same token. If you're mad at me, then I don't love you. If you hit me, or if you're upset with me, or I'm upset, I did something wrong to you, you don't love me anymore. That is called attachment. It's conditional. It is conditional. It goes up and down with the time, and with every situation. It can increase, it can decrease, it can go away, then it can come back. Those are called attachments. You do not want to have, because those create hurt. Those create sadness, those create breakage in the relationships. But whereas unconditional love is something that you are giving out, and whether the person is responding in the same manner or not, understanding your point of view or not, you still are going to love her.
That's masochistic.
That is unconditional.
That's masochistic. If somebody treats you badly and you keep giving and giving and giving and the person doesn't treat you right,
I'm not talking about treatment. I'm saying your emotions. If somebody is treating you bad, you do not have to be in their circle, or you can move away from their vicinity. But I'm talking about like as he said, mother and child. Mother loves the child whether the child loves her back or not. Whether he treats her badly or good, the mother loves her child unconditionally. That is the only one relationship that I see where you have unconditional.
Father love the child?
Father can, but there could be conditional love too. So mother is is the only relationship that I see which is unconditional,
Because the child
except for
comes
the
from the mother? Is that...
except also for the God. If we believe in God, then God's love is unconditional. Why? Because He's given us everything for our use, but has He ever asked for something? No. He does not expect anything in return. That is unconditional love. So when you become something like, when you start giving out love without expecting anything in return, that is unconditional love, and that is detachment.
You know what?
That means
Unconditional love
that it
amounts-
doesn't mean that you have to leave all the stuff. Do not use, and that means that this kind of a detachment should be not only just for the in the relationships, but also in all the objects that we use, the material objects that we use. So we have a right. The universe has given us all these beautiful things, so many houses, cars, beautiful environment, universe. We have a right to use everything while being in this universe, while living in this earth. We have a right to use everything. But do not get attached to it. If you don't get it, that's fine. If you get it, that's good too. Use it. If you don't get it, that's fine. I'll use something else. That is detachment. If you're getting sad, if you're getting upset why I didn't get it, that is attachment. If you are saying, okay, if I get it, that's good, I'll use it. If I don't get it, I'll use something else. That is detachment. That means you're not attached to the object. But if you are attached to the object, it's going to hurt you a lot, it's going to upset you, you'll get angry, you will spoil your relationships, and you will stress over something which is so immaterial. It is something, and you will create a disease probably in your body. So this is what we are doing. All the attachments of this world, in this world, all the main disease I would say in this world is attachment. Attachments are creating all these problems in this world. Attachments to objects, attachments to people, attachments to everything that we see and perceive. And if we start becoming detached, that means detached does not mean that you go and sit in the mountains and not use and live only with 2 clothes on and not use anything nice. No. Detachment means you use everything that is provided to you by the universe, because universe has created everything for you to use, but only in this universe. You cannot take it to the next plane, wherever we go, heaven or hell, wherever we go, you're not going to be able to carry it. So why amass it? Why keep on storing it? And I'm not going to use it, but I won't let anybody else use it. What is the purpose of that object being created if nobody can use it? I always say, if you're not going to use it, give it away. Somebody else will use it. At least somebody will use that object that has been created. If you are not going to use it, if nobody else has used it, it's just going to decay. So the purpose of its being created also is wasted.
That's why I like what Nim said. Nim said, when if you give something away, you ask the person, well, can you use this object? And if the person says no, but I can give it to my sister-in-law or something, you might say, well, okay, that's all right. But you might also say, no, I think I can give it to my neighbor who could really use it. Then you have the choice.
I tell them that
It's up to you.
Yeah, but you know what? Madhu is not saying that. Madhu is not saying that. Madhu is not saying to ask the person, what are you going to do with it?
No, that's not.
No.
Can you use it? Can you not use it? But Madhu is saying, when you give
If you are
something,
giving a charity, then you don't ask.
you don't
But
ask.
if you are just giving it to a friend, then you
That's
can
what
ask.
she's
As a
saying.
gift, you can ask. Okay.
There you can ask.
But as a gift.
As a gift.
But if you are giving as a charity, then that's different.
Okay, so
No, I'm saying it to myself. When somebody is giving me, I say you're giving me, but you know I'm not going to use it.
Yes.
So I should have a choice of giving it to
Yes.
somebody else, or
Yes.
you don't give it to me.
Yeah.
I see you always when I come.
Yes,
give
so
me
she
back
is-
what
so
I'm
that's a
saying.
gift.
Yeah, but she's doing it on the receiving end.
On the
She is
receiving.
the receiver and she's
But
asking,
you do it on the
you
giving
don't
end
mind
too, don't you?
me giving it away.
You do it on the giving end also.
No, giving and
No.
You never do it.
I
No.
give no. I give whatever I have to give. I have to give
You
something
give it without
back.
asking.
You give it
Because
without
then,
asking.
because if you
Then they have
ask
to give it
somebody how you're going to use the gift, then you're
No.
claiming ownership.
Then-
And you're putting judgment on that.
So I
So you
misunderstood.
you don't have a right to claim ownership once it's given away. Okay?
So do I have a
And
right
we don't
to
have a
say
right
I
to
want
judge
give
others
Ken
either.
something? I want to give him something. I said, is it wrong to say, can you use this? I have some, can you use this?
No,
Is
that's
that
right.
wrong to say?
No, it's not
It's
wrong.
the
I don't think it's wrong.
I think it's practical.
No,
I
to
think
a
it's
friend.
fine.
That's
To a
fine.
friend,
Yeah.
no, to a friend or a family member, no, it's not wrong.
I don't
Yeah,
think so.
maybe to a
And
family
there's-
member who won't mind you asking, you could perhaps, like your own sister, your brother, and you understand, and they understand that you are not asking because you don't want to give. It's just because you want her to
You want to
use
make sure they
it.
think
Yeah,
I want to know
but
that you can make use of it. That's
yes,
right.
but otherwise, if you ask a stranger, they will not. They will think that you don't want to give, and you are being forced to give. They will say they may not even want to receive it. So that is where the difference comes. That's why I said the charity or the stranger is different. In your own close relationships, you can ask because people do ask, "Are you going to use this scarf? Can I give it to you?" Or and if they give it to you something and you don't want to use it, then you can always say, "I don't want to use it. You can keep it or give it to somebody else."
I
So
tell
that
them
I
happens.
have a question.
Yes.
Attachment. What about when some family members, they want you to live next to them because they like you and they want to see you and this, but you don't want to.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what happens?
You know, it's not, no, I would love to, I like to see them and everything, but I don't want to be right next to them. I want to be over here.
Okay. So, if you want to be aware, what is the reason behind it? You have to look at it yourself. So, what is the reason that you don't want to be in the same building? They are telling you to live with them.
To me, it's happening to me right now. But to me, it's easy because I've been in New York most of my life. This is home for me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel comfortable.
Yes.
I know what everything is. Moving back home, first of all, as soon as you get there, you need a car. I'm only for car. And if you don't have a car, you can go nowhere. You know.
So that's fine. So what I'm
Because
saying.
it's always warm and hot and I like.
Okay. So you have a right to of free will. I told you, right? So
Yeah.
you have a right to choose the way you want to live. Okay.
I should
And you
be
can
very
either
nice.
explain it to them. This is what the situation is. Or yeah, either you explain it to them, and they have to also respect your free will. You know. Similarly, if they want you to live next to them, it's because maybe they need your help. You know, if they think if you're living here, you could help them out more often.
Yeah, yeah.
So that is the reasons. Usually, parents want their children living next to them so that they can help whenever it's needed. You know, which is always good because it's one of your duties. Don't forget, it is your duty towards your relationships to fulfill those duties. But it also does not mean that you give away your free will. You have to see what you are comfortable with. So you have to find a solution. And the solution could be that whenever they are in need, you fly down there and help them out, and make them feel that they are being looked after. You're fulfilling your duty. And yet you have or you can move there and come here and visit here whenever you feel like for a vacation. So it's up to you. You have to choose. Okay, the choices have to be made the way you are comfortable, mainly because it's your life, not their life. They are already living the life they want. So you have to see what is going to make you comfortable and happy. But you have to fulfill your duty towards every relationship, as I always say, because if you do not fulfill your relationship duties towards each other, then you are all bound. Again, in the karmic cycle.
I'm doing that.
Karmic cycle, you are bound.
Whatever they need help.
Yes.
If you can. I do
So in the karma, I'll explain you how it works. But in the karmic cycle, if you are bound, then you will, and you are not fulfilling your duties, then it eventually, you have you created a relationship, but you did not fulfill the duty towards that relationship. So you might have to come back in some other form together again. So karmic cycle stays open then. So you want to close the karmic cycle, and the best way, as I always said, is with love and fulfilling your duties. Okay? Any questions? So attachment is something that we do not want in our life. So the more you start getting rid of your attachments, the more happier you will be, and the more stress-free, more happier, and also it will be less of a headache to take care of so many things. Because basically we are not using that many things that we have. We all have a lot of things in our homes, in our life. Even in clothes, we have like closets full of clothes. Even me, but we don't use. Even my children say, I'm always wearing just simple clothes, like these couple of t-shirts and one or two pants. The rest is all hanging there. So, and I've stopped buying it now because it doesn't make sense to keep buying it and then hanging them in the closet. And I give away a lot of things also because I understand that I'm not going to be able to use it. And with as you grow, you change, your likes changes, your body structure changes, everything changes, and you are not even able to fit into it. So it's better to give it away. Somebody can at least use it. And that's why I always keep giving. Yes.
My daughter and I, we had some argument about this one. She said, Mom, what you don't just throw it out in the garbage. I said, no, that could be used with the Salvation Army or any Goodwill or anybody, and I'll ask them, just put it there. I said, nobody, that porter is going to come and is going to sweep it up.
Excuse me, Nib, is this the daughter who says give $5 rather than $1?
Right, she's the one.
That's the one.
No, it doesn't make, she knows $1 you can't buy anything. So she's one. But she's the one, I said, no, I'm not going to throw it away.
Yes.
So I have the bag.
So it's better to,
yes. And I said, no, I'll give it to
Good for you.
Salvation Army. Yes. So all of us, yes, even I give it to Salvation Army.
Yeah,
In our building also we have a place where you can leave stuff for the Salvation Army. They come and pick it up. So I always leave things
I
there.
ask people if you like to, they're brand new, I say with a tag on.
Yes.
Those I do ask my friends and neighbors. I said they have tag on it, she hasn't. She just did buy it and let it hang. So would you like? So she said, no, Mom, you don't have to ask this.
No.
No.
It should be used for somebody else's because there are a lot of people who are in need, right?
Right.
In this whole world, and it can be used by somebody. And if it's being created, why not somebody else use it?
And you disposing of is becoming a problem.
Yes. Yeah, why waste it? Yes. So similarly with the food also, so it's very good, important. Also with our amenities that the universe has provided us, like water and food, and also the electricity and all these things. If we become a little conscious, it will help the whole environment as well as the humanity. So we should become a little aware of these small things that we can contribute towards helping the whole society as such. So that's very important. Okay. Any questions? So